Okay, good morning, everyone. This is Michael Venezia, head trader and one of the coaches at TradeView. Well, it's TradeGATEHub, sponsored by TradeView Markets. As I sign in to TradeGATEHub right here, beautiful site, TradeView Markets. Let's get right to it. TradeGATEHub. Let's log in. I log in the same event. Okay, I'm going to get right to it. Okay, the training wheels are off. Keep going, Paul. Hi, Mike. Did I miss something or upset someone? I hope that. No, Paul. Hi, Mike. Did I miss something or upset someone? No, nothing wrong with info. Did I ask? Hold on a second. I definitely don't want to upset a customer. Paul, it's all good. You know what I mean? I have a thick skin. Keep posting. I don't know what post. I think you posted up something up from before about asking about stocks or something. I am here as coach asked to post any questions of what I'm doing. Do not hesitate to ask. No, it's all good. I don't, you know what, Paul? Another new member, if you will. I know who you are. You paid us a very nice compliment on Twitter, and we appreciate that. And one thing I am going to promise is, if I work backwards, is start going slower. I may be fast and furious, but hopefully I can get my point across. I take everybody's comment very seriously. You know, I don't want to sound like I'm receiving the Academy Award here, but without you, we'd be talking. Me and Coach would be talking to ourselves. And you know what? We could do that off camera if we want. All right, so let's get into this. Okay, it's a Monday morning. It's coming to the end of the month of January, being the 30th. And what I would say is, for anybody that misses Freddie thing, go to the Red YouTube channel. This is what we do. Get the information. I mean, if I go too fast, play it again. Press the pause button. We want to definitely get the point across. We're not here to waste time. Okay, so this is Monday morning, as I said. All right, and for those that haven't been following, please go back and get a feel for what we do. Go back to the YouTube channel. It's a process. I put out data that's basically pretty consistent, if not literally to the point, almost on a daily basis. Sometimes I put out a lot. Sometimes I don't put out a lot. I'm always in the room. I'm not talking about my trades. I'm talking about the amount of information. Monday being the most amount, because as I always say, I want it to kind of trickle down throughout the week. Pardon me, I was up early. All right. This is what I want to say for this type of week. And I could articulate this in my own terms. Let me do something right here. I'll start the video. I'll even share. I'm not at my best today. I did shave though. Okay. It's this. Going into this week. And it's all here. And I posted. I want everybody to absorb it. It's the schedule, the long-term schedule. Of course, Helene, we start with. That's our Monday tradition. Here's the chart of the S&P going up to this 4,100 that everybody's talking about. It actually worked. SPY. Right here. This was the chart on the SPY with that resistance. So we'll look right here as the down 3 points. Now, you know what I think, though? I'm actually going to make this point in a second. I want to write it down. A couple of weeks. All right. Macro view on the S&P, macro view on the NASDAQ. Always good morning, Warriors. We start with a bunch of macro views with the Helene's charts. Please go over them at your own time. Of course, I give you a couple of videos to refresh what was going on during the week. I'm going to get into some specific trades right now, but listen, this might be a little bit exaggerate. This Kovalesi letter, the guy has a lot of followers. He has pull, but it's this week in a nutshell. This week is going to be a historic week for the stock market. Not only the Fed and ECB releasing interest rate decisions, you have January jobs, consumer confidence, busiest week of earnings. Part of the good. It's all, so anything, that I'm doing going forward is basically how I trade. I'm either repositioning the fund going long or repositioning the fund longer term, or just take money out of the market on a daily basis, because still with the VIX at this level, you don't really see a lot of reversals. I'll show you my screen right now. As they're continuing to squeeze a lot of these shorts, to squeeze these stocks. Carvana breaking high of the day. Zoom was up 3. GNS, the stock, you know what? I messed the stock up and I sold it when it was below the 200-day hot stock. I'll get to some more movers before, but certainly Carvana, that's a beast upon itself. Tesla gave it all back. Rivian, I buy it now, part again. Now I'll buy Ribbon. Okay. The last, as I posted, I sold Ribbon. I had it overnight. I sold it for a profit a little bit on the open. It was a precipitous down open. Yes, the stock was positive and showed relative strength, being positive on a down open. But I looked at the rest of them, and considering that there were a lot of rumors over the weekend with Lucid and Ribbon, do your research or go back to Friday's YouTube channel. Is that there was too much speculation out there for me to hold Ribbon at that level. So I sold it at the open, started buying it again at the lowest, right before the open, the best trades. 1904, started buying it 1962, 1904, sold a chunk of it 1955. Now I'm buying it on the way down. Why am I buying it on the way down on Lucid? Still above the 8 and the 20 day. The point that I bought was buying a lot more Ribbon. Tesla was actually positive at one point. Lucid for being in a takeover situation. Remember on Friday, I did sell out near the high, by the way. Good call. One thing I don't do is I get greedy. Now, Lucid, what's it going to do? You know what I mean? This is a Monday morning. It's only been trading for 2 hours, if you will. So let some of that Friday speculation going up when it was up how much? When the stock went from 8 to 16, basically double. And at that point, it had, I believe, 165 million shares short. You know what I mean? But the bottom line for this going to the week is you don't have to worry about earnings or anything like that. This stock has good range, price action, and volume. And for this quote unquote, hold on, I hope I'm sharing the same chart here. And for this stock, for this to be a quote unquote historical week, I'll even go back to something in the Rev, a good friend, and I'll quote him again, a friend, and I'll quote him again is, we have conditions for some big moves this week, very bullish sentiment. I argue that to a degree, and I'll point up that in a second. Major earnings, Fed interest rate decision, extended technicals. Okay. But a good point, something that Helene pointed out, and I wanted to make a point of this. And this bullish move is going to have to take a couple of weeks with fear and greed here. Goldman under position and positive. It's going to have to take a couple of weeks. We had a nice move. Let things wash out. And they are washing out. But there are a lot of, like Jim Cramer says, the bull market sometimes everywhere. Hedge funds, they're about even now. All right. So hedge funds are even. Technicals are extended. Goldman is under positioned. And here we go to the NASDAQ and with the CTAs. Basically, there are even with the NASDAQ. Gold, they're even with gold. Crude, they're underweight crude, bullish. Goldman conversation with clients, desk activity. I also posted panic euphoria model. A point with the Galena was to say, I know what I'm going to do. Weekly sentiment, not daily sentiment. So this is weekly. Don't be on a daily situation. It might stretch out a little longer. A lot of the times, pardon me, I post weekly sentiment. This is daily. It's going a little bit more longer, which might even hint to you that I think things are going to take a little bit longer to wash out or even out the big moves they just made, predicated upon all the major market moving events we had this week, whether it be an economic number, earnings, or a Fed decision. So I keep going for the surfers. What did Helene say? Posted some charts. Bottom line is these are all the stocks that have been acting well right now, or with good range, volume, and price action. Helene said this, and I believe this as well, from how my book is. And I have privy to look at TradeView accounts. I know what the retail clients are doing, and they're doing well, actually. It's good to see, but I can see the positioning as well as sentiment. So my point, one thing is clear to me, to Helene saying, and this is clear to me as well, is that those who are bullish are exceedingly bullish. They're still holding their ground. And those who are bearish have really dug in as well. So when Goldman's a little bit neutral, where we're coming up to some resistance on the 4,100 level, we have earnings this week, economic numbers, of course. The Fed positioning is a little bit stretched on some sectors, some not. I mean, I would rather see Apple up, 10% than Carvana squeezing. You know what I mean? It's only a matter of time till they stop squeezing Carvana and the other ones rest and the speculation ends, and probably the rest of the market comes down to a degree. I'm not sure yet. It's very early in the day. That's why you have to be in TGH. 10-year chart of the 10-year and the chart of the TLT and the bonds, the VIX at the level. Listen, but the problem with the VIX is right here, and we could blow this up if you have to click it and blow it up, is that it could still go down another 2, the VIXs go down another 2 points, but the last part of the moves are usually the most painful on both sides. For example, if you're short a stock and it's going up precipitously, usually that big push to the, usually gets everybody out. The VIX is holding there yet. You know what I mean? I didn't add to it. It should be up more today. As the weekend speculation and Monday morning dies down a little bit, it probably usually on Mondays when the market is stretched a little bit both ways, it starts acting better in the afternoon. I hope I'm not going too fast. Okay. And bottom line is that those don't want to hear about any numbers, that turn on only are interested between 9:30 and 4. Granted, I'll give you some, after hours price action. Always for the active trader, Friday's movers with range and volume. Tesla, Lucid, Rivian, just like I said, Carvana was a mover on Friday, the biggest mover today. So my point being is stocks, you don't have to be an economist. I'm certainly not, although Coach is pretty good at it. I'm not going to lie. Here's when a stock like BuzzFeed, what Tesla trades 300 million shares, with it's up 11% for the day with a 20% range on a 20% range, or a range on a 10% range on a $177 stocks, $20. Getting back to Lucid, for example, the range on Lucid's 43% for a $12 stock. So that's what I said. It went from 8 to 16, actually closed well off the low. So we give you the movers and the range. Coin was active today. I bought that today. Where did I see Coin was active? I actually think I traded Coin well today. I didn't have a lot of shares because I had overnight problems, or I was looking at the I'm looking at macro views. I have a big fund, a modest fund, so I'm not worried about what Coin is doing in the interim. Worrying about dimes when I'm looking at the funds doing, which is dollars. But Coin, I'm able to do both. Don't get me wrong. Coin, I did buy well this morning. Buying it all the way here. Boom. I bought a little bit right at the gap, 60. Bought it my lowest price, almost at the low of the morning, at least from 9:30, 59.50. I'm selling my last piece at 61.60. So I made $2.10 on, 20 minutes on Coin. I think I had 2,800 shares. I'm not going to lie, something around there. It's enough to ease the blow on some other stocks that are not working now. For example, Data. That hurt. I'm going to get back to TGH. Always upgrades and downgrades. So what I'm saying, just like Paul would even ask, it's not, this is a very liberal room with a lot of people, just like TradeView Markets, with a lot of financial instruments. If you just want to go to stocks and just what's going to go in stocks room, I post here, and this is just where all the stock data is. If you want to be just posting on Forex and seeing what's done on Forex, post in Forex. The main chat, we liked a lot of people on the main chat, because we have a lot of intelligent people who have a lot of input on a variety of financial instruments. And if they don't, we have people that do. So what I'm saying, Paul, I don't know where it came off as that, man. I got a thick skin. I wear my heart off on my sleeve. Everybody knows that. So let's move on and make money and be friends, go forward. All right. Nice posting, by the way. Good charts. I'll give you that. ARC, natural gas. Here's natty gas. Now, what am I going to do with natty gas? I did sell it well. I've been trading it. Okay. Where's the boil? Oil. It usually makes the move in the afternoon. From 750 to 780, big deal. It might be a percentage move, but the trade's over to me, unless I'm going to go to the opposite, which is cold, and that's bullish natural gas. So I'm watching natural gas. You know what I mean? If for me to be interested in oil at this level, it's going to have to be something's going on here. It's got to go. What's the RSI on oil today? 28. This has got to go to 15 for me to even look. I'm not joking, man. It's got to go to, for me to, and plus, where's Boyle? What's it, $7? For me to be interested, I don't want to sound arrogant. I got to buy 40,000, 60,000 shares of this thing to make a swing move. And I'm not willing to, maybe I'll buy 8,000. Like I said, I don't want it to sound obnoxious. And believe me, I'm the smallest one out of my peers. Trust me. But it moves up a half a point. I make 4,000. And by the way, it's just relative. It's not worth it for me here. You know what I mean? It's not a trade I want to sink my teeth into. There's a lot of sexy things going out right here. For example, the one under it that I posted this morning. SoFi, acting well today. SPY, a nice chart. We're in the middle now. Coin, the coin I posted right before the open. The lower it buys, the lower it opens, the more I want it. Trade only, trades out, Lucid. Carvana is still indicative of what's going on. GNS as well. So they're playing these speculative stocks. I always post my my watch page of the day, and it may be very simple, but it's very complex because underneath here, like eBay, I know what's under eBay. It's Amazon. It's Overstock. It could be Fitch. It could be RVLV. What else? It could be Bamble. It could be Matchstock. I have all these things under all these things underneath General Motors. What? It's Ford. Is a Race. It's TTD, TTE, Toyota Motors. It's all these other type of cars. UAL, DAL underneath. What do I have? I have ALK. I have JetBlue. I have Alaska. I have all the airlines underneath there. So that's how I process it, because at this point in my career, less is better. Like Riven, RNA. Look, RNA, I sold it. I came in at long overnight RNA. Okay. Good position, right? RNA. So I was long it Friday into here. The obvious breakouts haven't really been working, but I thought the market had a push in it. This is a stock I certainly wouldn't short it. It is a matter of time. So what did I do with RNA? The market had a nice down open. So RNA, now it's going up now. I bought some here, bought some here. My price was what? 23.48. The low of the day was 22.30. I averaged down to 22.40, and I sold a pop at 23. Now I'm in it. I turned, I think at 6,000 shares. The stock closed. I think I had a price in it because it closed nicely. I think that was even me on Friday. No, I didn't buy 30. So the stock closed at 23.47. It opened at 23, so I'm down 47 cents. The low of the day was 22.30, so now I'm down $1.30. And I sold a lot of it at 20. So listen, from 23.30 to 22.30 to 20, that's 70 cents on a dollar on a $23 stock. I mean, it's a big move. So I took some off. And what I do again, I bought it. So my job isn't to be right. It's my job to make money. Certainly it's boring to keep trading this RNA every day or all day long, or it's usually thinner. But if I'm trading it well, buying at the low, which is blue is a buy, selling at the high is 23.05. So it came right back to where I bought it at 22.40. Bought it again. So my price. So what do I want to do long term? I mean, the market's a little bit difficult here. I don't like the fact that it's actually I'd be more happy with it as a position instead of a trade. So what I mean, I don't have them as much now. I took some losses. It pops up to the gap at 23.30 right here. I'll get out of it next. We'll move on. But I did post it, and I posted my trades. Winners and losers too, always. AXP is still going. How about that? Was up $15 on wasn't it $15, I think, on Friday? Still going. AXP. There's a chart in AXP. Hold on. In the old days, I might have schnitzeled this for a short. Not doing it. The AXP, huge volume, good news, right sector. It started the news above the moving averages. The stock was 165 to 175 on Friday. Even if you're skittish and didn't want to buy it, before anticipating it break high, you still could have bought the break high. You made much, but you get the picture. AXP, hot stock with range volume. That's what we traded TradeGATEHub. Pointing it out right there. Riven. Okay, I bought it. I bid for Riven at 1880, and I bought more at 1835, right before I came on here. 1838. Where's Riven? I hate to look. 1864. Nice job, Mike V. All right, so we're in at the last price. So my price now is 1867. I did sell it well. Like I said at the beginning, I hope this. I'm not looking for this to pull a Lucid. I'm just looking to protect my positions and readjust. Take half off of a loser, basically at break even, and let a little bit go. Now I got to, now I got to play around with the stock. I have no problem playing around with Riven, because why? On Friday, the stock had tremendous volume, 70 million, had great range and price action. And also I have Tesla and LI, and I have Lucid and the whole group of the other EVs to gauge it against. So when I have all those tools with me to help me get out of the position, I'm not really that focused on that. I don't want to go over too long here. Okay. Paul, nothing wrong. Okay, what are we going on here? What's going on with the wise guys? I'll post all this afterwards. Wise guys, what are they doing right now? Listen, it's only, like I said, it's 11:30. It's only a couple of hours in the morning. I'm not sure they'll be readjusting right now, but I'll look. J&J Bearish, BBI Speculative, Conagra weekly calls. They're going to food stocks. Conagra again. So usually when I look at my feed after I'm doing the video webcast or live, when I go through the first, you can tell right away what's going on. I'm seeing Conagra and Johnson & Johnson. Granted, this is only 4 minutes ago, but it's saying something right there about the market. So the last, 7 minutes are AXP, Johnny John, and Conagra. And AXP should be, because I brought it up before. Order flow, CCL calls, anti-VIX on a buy signal. We're going to get off in a second, start buying some things. CHPT bullish, Amazon bullish. Order flow messy. Mostly short dated Tesla sweeps. I get it. You know what I mean? They want something to trade. But what we really should do is now, like if I'm going to get, after I get off, I have a proprietary query where I have my stocks of, it's like, it'll say like stocks with a cup and handle over the 50-day, stocks with over, that I'm only interested in stocks at 11:30 at the day with over, I'll give it 100% volume, a little slower, maybe 150%. So what I do here is I'll go here, go boom. I'll go stock scanner. This is generic, but it works. It's 5-second delay. It's amazing. So this is all I'm interested right now. Stocks up high in relative volume. Ater, BBAI, we just saw on my feed before, on the Jesus feed. SoFi, of course. Carvana, mentioned it. I mentioned these three already. BBAI, so SFT, Baidu had news, Zoom, Kathy stock. What's breaking down on high relative volume? So as 11:30, PDD is breaking down on 300% volume, even though it's skewed. It's down that much. 10%. I'm long data. Now it's breaking down. It was up before data. It was just up nicely when I was on there. I got on, it was 13:30. Data's on there. Now I'm long data. Okay, this is okay. Let me give you an example. I came long the stock of me trading it. Data looked great. Chinese stock over the weekend, thought it had the day delay, had huge volume. So I'm long the stock. Stock closed at 15.18. I'm doubling down because it closed strong the stock the day before. 13.86, 13.58. Caught the bottom right there, 13.28. So I'm started buying at 13.84 all the way to 13.27. 13. So my average price on my average now, let's say it's 13.40, like right here. So I took off half the stock at 14, right at the gap. You know what I mean? Thank God I took it off at 14 and a lot of it, because right now it trended all the way down to 13. And probably, now I do have some, now this is an issue. It did come down to the 21-day short term, but you know what I mean? Now it's an issue. Doesn't have to watch it. You know what I mean? Now I'm going to have to sell some more, because what happens here? If China opens that as a bad move, instead of China acting strong or bouncing, which I think it usually does, I might say to myself, all right, it bounces up, I'll get down to 14.20. But right now it's 12.89. China has a bad night tonight, and Tuesdays hasn't really been the best days in the market. So the market opens down, then I could be looking at 11. It goes down another $1. So that's why things can cascade down, down very quickly. You got to be able to take some losses. You know what I mean? Although the VIX is suppressed and you can't be holding, there's not a lot of reversals. So take your losses when you can. Okay. So what's breaking high? Let's go to new highs. And all you have to do is press time. Carvana is breaking high today. AXP again, CarMax. Hopefully something of mine's breaking high. SoFi, what's breaking low? Hope it's not Amgen, Johnny John. Nothing's really breaking up. But this is the best part of this now. What's moving up now? As of 11:25. Goodyear Tire, THC, NUE, EDU. So a couple of China stocks, naturally Carvana. But what you want to do is when things are going higher, new car. What's going lower as the market's bouncing. So it's 11:25, if you will. Amgen and Johnny John. So what's Johnny John and Amgen doing? Tough stock to trade, both of them respectively. But Johnson & Johnson, well, I didn't even know that chart. Amgen hurting the XBI. AMGN, not Amazon. Amgen hurting the XPR. That's interesting. Look at Amgen. 300 to 250. Wow. What a company. That probably took down the IBB. Now I may have an interest for the fund here. It's still hanging in the weekly. Where's the daily? It's actually hanging in there. Where's the XBI? Same thing, range band XBI. So I'll leave it at that. What I implore everybody to do right now is that if you didn't catch the video, TradeGATEHub, go watch the replay of this video. Write some things down. Even, you know what? Even go what we did last week. Last week was a very good, it was a very concise, they're usually very good, don't get me wrong. I'm going by the critical mass of what they're telling me. That's why I always post questions, comments, or complaints. But last week's series of videos leading into this week was pretty good again. So I'll leave it at that. There's my universe. Anybody, I'm open for questions. Again, if you missed a lot of things, go to the beginning and watch the recap with Mike Santoli about a recap of last week coming into today. It's very clear and concise. You don't have to be very experienced. This is with CTAs a position, then gold, crude, and the minis. There's where the hedge funds sit neutral. Goldman's basically what? They are underperform, they're underweight. There's tactical sentiment. And for those that, just go back here. Go to TradeGATEHub. Go to stocks that are moving here. You want to go. New York Stock Exchange stocks. What's right now? What's the biggest percentage mover? What's the biggest percentage loser on New York Stock Exchange? So there we go. A pat on the back to everybody involved in TradeGATEHub. Carvana right there again, just like it has been on multiple sites, and it should be. SI, I bought that this morning. Nice. UPRCC. All right, so leave it there, guys. So TradeGATEHub as we leave off late Monday morning, and that's it. Paul, DX no late for me. The green line is that upper trend line. Yeah, no, I got it, Paul. Thank you for keep posting. Appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, I got my eyes on these certain stocks. Let's go right here back to my screen. Hold on, new share. All right, market bounced a little bit. What are you going to do? All right, so here's the share. Here's my screen. Citicorp moving up nicely, I see. Citibank, Goldman's up 5. Halliburton's positive. Where's my Etsy? Etsy, I think I might have sold it. I'm trying to sell a little now. I caught it early. There's my, I did sell it. My Etsy. What else did I do? Where's my Riven? Riven 1862. I need more. Where's my, what else was I doing? My RNA. I've been buying up and down and all around. All right. What else? Let me talk out loud. Microsoft giving him a little back. Not a big deal. Still at the 50-day AHR. BABA come back a little bit. The data come back a little bit. Freaking data came back to 13. All right, they're squeezing Carvana still. Zoom, same thing. UNH up. GNS is the low floater of the day. MBLI earnings absorb the earnings well. Plug positive. CF. SI was up nicely before they came back though, because you know why? That's a dog. SI was 1540. Now it's 13. What about coin? Am I interested in it down here again? Not really. Plays over. Plus, usually after Bitcoin has a strong Monday or weekend, it usually pulls the Monday afternoon fade right. Then I wouldn't be touching. I'm not going to be touching a lot here. This is let things settle. It's a huge week, as I said. I'm going to get my pad going with stocks, good range, volume, and price action. Then the next thing I'm going to do is this. I go right here. I always go to the Red YouTube channel. And then I watch Coach. Let's see what Coach said this morning. I'll devise my plan. I'll split the day in two. I'm not going to let my ego get in the way. And I'll be here after lunch. So everybody, thanks for tuning in. Go over the video, the Red YouTube channel. I'll be in there. We're going to be watching what Paul's posting. Nice charts, clean and easy.